Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Tennessee and resignations and a comedian named Drew Morgan and diversity of tactics. We're going to do this because one person sent in two questions and they're both about Tennessee and they're both worth covering. The first one: do you think there will be more resignations? Probably. Probably. If you don't know what happened, the vice chair of the House Republican caucus, Scotty Campbell, resigned. The reason for that isn't entirely clear. The reporting isn't very in depth at the moment. It has been described in various ways, from he made inappropriate comments to harassment. What exactly occurred, I don't really know. He describes it as, I had consensual adult conversations with two adults off property, and went on to say, if I choose to talk to any intern in the future, it will be recorded. Shortly after that, he resigned, like within hours. Do I think there will be more? Yeah. You had a legislative body that is not exactly world renowned for its ethics, grandstanding on ethics to the point of expelling two people. When something like that happens, generally speaking, the media starts looking at everybody's glass houses. So I would imagine there's going to be more media coverage, which will lead to more things that are perceived as scandals, which will lead to more resignations. Or they may just decide to, try to write it all out. But I wouldn't expect the coverage to end anytime soon. I don't think the media is going to let this go. The next question. I was wondering if you know Drew Morgan, and if so, if you saw his most recent clips about Tennessee. He used the F word a lot in his act to describe Tennessee's government. You're always very careful with language, and was wondering if you thought it was too far. What, you think every Southern progressive person knows each other? That's a little bit stereotypical, don't you think? Yeah, I know. In fact, I was trying to figure out how to reference and kind of plug his new act. And I was trying to work it into this commentary about police, but it just seemed very ham-fisted, and it wasn't coming through right. So I'm really glad you asked this question. Drew's a good dude. People on this channel will know about the striking miners in Alabama. He helped with that. He's a good guy. Now, he used the F word a lot. For the sake of clarity, the F word in this case is fascist. He used the word fascist. That being said, if you choose to watch the clip down below, probably not something you want to watch with your kids around or in an office where people can hear you. Do I think he went too far? Yeah, I'm careful with language, but I have a different job. I don't do the same thing. I use that word very sparingly because YouTube analytics tells me that the people that I'm trying to reach who may be on that road, they tune out when they hear it. So I only use it when it is just ridiculously obvious, or I can be like, hey, you support this guy, and here are 14 characteristics about him. By the way, those are the 14 characteristics of fascism. It's a push and pull that I use. He has a different job. He energizes progressive people via comedy, and he tries, I assume, tries to reach people via that comedy. And he is very disarming. Earlier in the act, he's like, I'm not woke, I am toxic. It's very disarming. And then later to hear that same person be like, oh yeah, Tennessee's government, they're fascists. It works. It's a push and pull thing. I don't even know that he does that intentionally. I think it's just him up there telling jokes, and it works very well. In fact, I think if he planned it, it probably wouldn't work. Something that happens a lot is people critiquing political commentators, or in this case, a comedian. And they're trying to find a one-size-fits-all approach. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Somebody who would respond and be swayed by Drew's act, they would find me just incredibly boring. Somebody who likes things a little bit more of a slower pace, they might be just completely put off by some of the language in his act. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a diversity of tactics thing because everybody's different. They'll be reached in different ways. There are a lot of creators on YouTube or people who stream or whatever who say things all the time that, like, when I'm watching them, I'm like, dude, I can't believe you said that. But I've also gotten messages saying that that person, got them off of a bad road or something like that. I do not argue with results. People aren't the same. They won't be reached by using the same tactics. So, no, I don't think he went too far. And the real question you have to ask, is he wrong? Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.